Oh, I didn't... This starts it from the beginning. I always forget. Main menu. Load. Stuck pig. You couldn't go back to Abby's house after your second and third cop murders of the year, and Abby couldn't exactly stay where she was either. The police would surely be knocking on her door again soon, especially considering it was her Bentley which was used to ram the car of the slain officers. So, you rented an Airbnb close to your old restaurant, and walked there once it was dark. Abby drove to meet you at the house, which is where you're all staying now until you can think of a better plan. This footage is showing up everywhere I look. It's so surreal. How did we even get here, Z? We got here because these shitheads don't know when to stop pushing it. I know that footage makes it look like I'm just icing these cops like a hardened criminal. But could I just remind everybody that this only started because a cop almost murdered me in cold blood? I was just defending myself that night, and that's all I was doing yesterday too. I was defending Purse too, because he didn't do shit. Yeah, it's so tacky, it's awesome. Well, I mean, aside from helping us rip off your parents, but that was a victimless crime anyway. Yeah, you're right. It's not even that you're wrong about any of that, it's just... God damn, are we in so much trouble now? Well, yeah, the cat's pretty much out of the fucking bag now, isn't it? Percy is always in pixels. It's a really interesting choice, I think. There's really no denying it anymore, now that the footage has made the rounds in the media. They're in a frenzy over it. I'm thinking of just coming clean and telling our fans the original story. Are you sure that's a good idea? Abby, have you even seen the discourse around this? Like, obviously corporate media is painting me as a bad guy. For everyone else, the people who actually matter to our movement, they're talking about me like some kind of folk hero. This mishap is actually incredibly good for business, just like it was when the news story came out linking me to that first dead cop. It's not like I even planned this shit, but it turns out waging war against the police is entirely compatible with the brand we're building here. I know that. Can you see where I'm coming from, though? I'm just scared about what could happen to us. Like, we're in so deep with these money crimes, too. What if they find out about that? Oh, Abby, they did find out. That's why the cops busted Percy, remember? I thought they busted him because of a photo you sent of him once. No! I mean, okay, yeah, but that was an accident. Like, yes, Purse, I should have mentioned. One time I fucked up and accidentally let a photo of you slip, but I didn't give your name or anything and it was an innocent mistake. So maybe that's why they busted you? Who can even really say at this point? And anyway, I made a daring rescue attempt and killed your captors. Now here you are. So everything's cool, right? We're cool? Pat pat. Pat pat Pixel Percy. So, I'm confused. Did the cops find out about our Bitcoin scams or not? I mean, probably not. I doubt it, actually. But when you think about it, what crime is even being committed? To be honest, on paper, it looks like a father has been working with his daughter to buy a bunch of Bitcoins. And the money just wound up in a family account. Your account. If they want to prove a crime was committed, I guess they can try, but from where I'm standing, it looks like caught murder caught on tape is the crime they're prepared to take a lot more seriously. Yeah, which doesn't actually make me feel much better. I can't even go back to my house now. What about my horse? I need to feed him. Don't worry about Dave Hoof. We'll figure out a way to get that boy fed. I'll make sure he's the fattest horse in the island when all is said and done. I'm working on solutions to all of this. Not to doubt your master plan, but what could possibly be the solution to this? Are you going to try to use our billions to buy off the police? No way. I'm not giving the cops a fucking dime of our hard-earned money. My plans were already in the works before yesterday's incident. Oh shit. I love the fat horse emoji. I wish you'd actually let me in on all your secret plans. I'm your partner in crime. You're supposed to be able to trust me. I do trust you, Abs. I just don't always want to overwhelm you with too much information. You've been doing so great with your dad. It would be a shame to clutter your head with new things to worry about. Well, now my head is really cluttered because of certain police assassinations taking place in broad daylight, captured on videos, which are now going viral. So can you just tell me what's going on? You'll see. We're gonna get some help soon. That's actually why I had Purse come yesterday. I'll need a hand in coordinating this. What do you mean, help? Oh no, your cough is getting worse. I really hope it's not. I'm sure it's not that. I've just been pushing too hard. Shooting cops, scurrying around, catching a little cold, that's all. Besides, I've been checking my toes out every single day. Not a single COVID toe in sight. I don't think that's really an indication of anything. I'd suggest you get tested, but... man, even people who aren't fugitives can barely get tested. Don't worry, I'm fine. Pretty sure I've got, like, herd immunity by now or something. Those are incredible fat horse emojis. A single person can't have herd immunity. I thought you were supposed to be smart. Think again, bitch. Anyway, I don't want to be late for this thing that's about to happen. Come on, Purse. We have to. Time to go for a drive. You and Percy head to Abby's car. She brought her BMW this time, which is a bit less noticeable than cruising around at the island in a Bentley. There are a dime a dozen around here. You'll miss the Bentley, though. It served you well, especially in its final moments when it was used as a several $100,000 battering ram. Percy has no idea where you're going. All he can do is glance at your phone sometimes, which you're holding for navigation purposes. You've set the destination for a place near Jackson Point, which is one of the westmost part of the island. A place that can facilitate boating activity in a way that's much more discreet than anything going on by the docks near the downtown area. A few times, Percy attempts some small talk. You humor him, nodding along, occasionally turning your head to throw him a smile. It seems like he's skirting the topic of his feelings? Something like that. That's nice, Purse. You're super flattered and all, but it would behoove him to come to grips with the magnitude of what's about to take place on this island. In the not-too-distant future, some very loud noises may be assailing his ears, but they won't be coming from wedding bells. You pull up near the docks and get out of the BMW to find a bunch of guys hanging around. Percy looks bewildered, but your confident demeanor reassures him that this is part of the plan. You study his reaction as he connects the dots. Of course he knows what's going on now that he's seeing their reactions. Not to him, but to you. They're all looking awestruck as you approach. You must realize now that these are guys you invited to the island, just like him. They didn't come via ferry. They arranged their own transport via privately owned boats. You say nothing for a moment, taking it all in. You bask in the hushed reverence. Your disposition is becoming quite familiar to you. Just another bunch of simps for your collection. Thank you for the follow, Climate Change Warrior. Welcome to the stream. I'm a clown. Ones with completely different utility than Percy, ones that aren't nearly as soft. You begin eyeing some of the hardware they brought. They came well equipped, just as instructed. These plans were in the works all week, some of these boats took well over a day of sailing to get here. As you assess your new recruits, you can feel Percy fidgeting to your side. Clearly, he wants some answers. He's wondering why you didn't tell him about this earlier. I'm telling you now, aren't I? He obviously can't dispute that, but his body language is still unsatisfied. That's fine. Now's precisely the right time to debrief him so he knows how he fits into the plan. Sorry, Purse, this was top secret stuff. And we were so busy with our financing operations, which were much more important. I've been back-channeling with some of our most dedicated followers. Ones in it for the long haul. Guys like you know? I asked guys with boats to rally other guys pretty close by. They organized low-key trips here to the west side. No ferries, no downtown action, no heat from cops. He's clearly grappling with the behind-the-scenes logistics of this. The who's, the where's, the when's. Some of these boats are from the Massachusetts. I cannot say the name of that state ever. Massachusetts? Coast. A few from Long Island. We got sailors here from all up and down the eastern seaboard, actually. Last I checked with the guys on point, we had almost 20 boats headed here, but there might have been more added since. Thank you. I'm drinking some green tea. Well, actually, this time it's matcha specifically. I made matcha. You wouldn't have believed how psyched these guys were to get the invite. Well, maybe you could. They're good people. Just a bunch of dedicated, hardworking Jubilites ready and willing to step up and do some crazy shit. Percy looks overwhelmed. Maybe even intimidated to the untrained eye. But you know that isn't it. You can tell exactly what that look is. It's concern that his role of importance may be rapidly diminishing before his eyes. You put a stop to that quickly. Don't worry, Perce. I brought you here for a reason. You'll be out front leading this crew in terms of the necessary logistics. Look at this shit. Just a bunch of dudes on boats after a long voyage wondering what the fuck to do, where to go, where they go, whatever. You'll take the reins on that. Yeah, it's overwhelmed and intimidated. We're like right next to each other, right there, and they got crossed. You gotta be careful, since the cops are still crawling over this island looking for us, okay? He nods, more confidently this time. fuck do you think this is? Gathering of the fucking juggalos? Well, it isn't. Not yet, at least. Don't worry, there'll be a time and a place to wear the paint. But for now, you play it straight. Plain clothes, plain faces. You're all just a bunch of average locals, understood? I'll book you all a bunch of Airbnbs, so make yourselves comfortable. And I don't see much of a reason why you should be making plans to honor your checkout dates, if you know what I mean. We're digging the fuck in. Everybody cool with that? Purse. Make sure all these guys get to wherever they need to go. Ubers, taxis, rent some vans, jack some cars. However you want to do it. Counting on you, man. Everybody get moving! This is such a good panel, I love it. I've got some content to manage. 2 weeks later. After 2 weeks of constant media coverage of your recent exploits, your brand has skyrocketed. Both the video captured by a witness and the dashcam footage have been playing constantly. Members of the press have gathered on the island to cover the manhunt, while the police presence has grown. It's really funny, is what it is. 1,037 posts, 16 million followers, 1 following. But the intensification of recent events hardly has been limited to circumstances on the island. The entire country has suddenly ignited in civil unrest over police brutality and the extrajudicial murders of black people at the hands of law enforcement. Something is stirring in America. It's as if the more comfortable parts of the nation decided to finally wake up to the fact that they've been living in a police state for longer than most previously cared to admit. But you've noticed another development cropping up alongside this wave of righteous political action. Leeching off the roiling energy of the nation, Jubilites have begun their gatherings in huge numbers. At first, no one thinks much of another few gangs of painted buffoons slipped in between the garish Trump motorcades and doomed boat parades. But before you know it, you can barely point a camera anywhere without televising another preposterous gaggle of circus riffraff clowned up behind their masks. Certainly too many clowns for the comfort of corporate media, but if you're being honest, maybe too many for yours as well. You begin to wonder what you've unleashed upon the nation. Quickly, social media seemed to realize that this was a different flavor of political action. The sheer number of clowns with guns roaming the streets are making the people with all the money and power very nervous. Like maybe the usual methods of media propaganda aimed at subduing these movements won't work on this crowd. There's a sense that once the clowns are out of the barn, closing the door won't do much good. And maybe there's something to it. As the police escalated their violent brutality in retaliation to the unrest, the Jubilites seized upon the chaos. Once they saw it was possible to drive police out of an area by force, they grew bolder in their aggression. No longer were your clowns an aimless gathering of oddities, a sideshow of loitering farceurs. They were hijacking the political atmosphere toward their own objectives, and in turn, yours. Your detractors got a lot of airtime vilifying your followers for perverting a righteous social movement, and you find it hard to disagree with the point. But neither the slander from bad faith corporate shills, nor the legitimate criticism from genuine activists ever seemed to stick. The spectacle of it drew even more people in, who would begin wearing the paint. And the more painted faces showed up, the more your movement appeared to stake its claim as a force entirely distinct from the origins of the civil unrest. A force now taking the momentum of your once modest social media campaign, flooring it. Why are you being restricted? That's really strange. How do I fix that? Because you're chill, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna stop restricting you. Yeah, I don't know, post-climate change warrior, for some reason you were being marked as a suspicious user and your chats haven't been going through to anyone else. Very weird. I know you from the Psycholonials Discord though, so I know you're not a bot or something. Yeah. What'd you do to piss off Amazon? Now it looks like police precincts everywhere may start falling like dominoes. You see no reason to tell your people to take their huge floppy shoes off the gas pedal. But you can't put too much personal focus on what's happening around the country, because there's way too much happening locally that you need to deal with. You've been ordering your new recruits to take care of the business here on the island while you're in forced hiding. You have a team dedicated to making sure Abby's horse stays fed, for instance. With the help of Percy, an infrastructure of local Jubilite activity is beginning to emerge, which can operate somewhat autonomously from your direct supervision. Your inner circle, directly overseeing this infrastructure, has begun calling itself Ring 3. Being able to delegate important stuff is good news, considering your health has been in decline. After showing symptoms of COVID-19, you decided to self-quarantine in the Airbnb. Thank you so much for the follow, and we just hit 80 followers! I really appreciate the follower anyway, Crow. Abby and Percy rented another one across town while trying to stay out of view. You hold down the old fort all by yourself. You have plenty of time alone to plot and scheme in between your coughing fits and fevered visions. Admittedly, this is not the most fun you've had during your brand's rise to international notoriety. The carefree days of drinking expensive wine at Abby's house while in perfect health and bullshitting about gender are starting to feel like a distant memory. With the administrative needs of your movement, don't take a break just because you get sick. The show must go on. Since that day you went with Percy to meet the first few recruits fresh off their boats, thousands of additional Jubilites have infiltrated the island using the same method. Boats arrived at the western docks, usually at night. They unload and head back to the mainland for more, while new recruits settle in wherever they can. Airbnbs and campsites mostly, while some continue living on their boats, and others break into empty summer homes. The fact that thousands of radicalized, plainclothed clowns are now covertly occupying this island is the basis for your next series of operations you're planning. To the untrained eye, your schematics may appear to be total madness, but as you assure yourself frequently, it is anything but. As far as you're concerned, your name could belong with the great tacticians of history someday, but only if you maintain your focus and see this through, which, you must admit, has been pretty difficult with this illness ravaging your body and mind, and with these damned visions getting more... There she was again. At least you think that was her. It's always hard to be sure when it's happening in your peripheral vision, or the periphery of your imagination, you guess. It's strange that you've been seeing her more often than him lately. He was never far off from your disturbed hallucinations for obvious reasons. The way he died, the nature of that sickness and what it did to him, now left a mark on your psyche that'll probably never go away. But her? You just had a falling out and never spoke again. Is it guilt that's causing your mind to conjure her? You wrestle with the questions for days, until finally an unassuming email that you stumbled on in your spam folder provides you with an answer. Someone was trying to collect on a medical bill of some sort. It's an ambulance fee, actually. An ambulance that was used about 2 months ago. They're trying to collect the bill from you, but the person originally billed wasn't you. It was her. The fact that they're trying to collect from you instead of your mother must mean it couldn't be, could it? You do some digging. You call the hospital where the ambulance dropped her off. After some time on hold, you confirm. It's not the fact that she's dead that blows your mind. It's the date, April 20th. She caught COVID-19 in early April and died on 4/20, the day this lunacy all began. She's been dead for almost 7 weeks and you never even knew it. Aside from being stunned by the revelation, you feel nothing. You only ever had one bullet of grief in the chamber, and you used that when your dad died. You made the most out of that bullet, too. You used it to drive yourself insane, quit school, and run off to an island. If your dead mom is expecting any tears from you, she's shit out of luck. But you know she wouldn't be expecting anything of the sort. Maybe it's why she never called. Maybe she had different plans for you. Plans she didn't even know she had, or an impact on your life she didn't know she was causing. Perhaps it was the invocation of a dying curse from a bitter old woman, and that's what you've been contending with ever since the night she passed. You don't really associate the death of parents with grief or loss anymore. That was just another one of society's lies, that these were things you were supposed to feel. Instead, you feel like their departure represents a burdensome torch that is being passed, an inheritance of sorts. All the psychological baggage a parent accumulates their whole life. And when they die, that lifetime of manic energy, the striving and struggling, the failures and disappointments, the things they wish that they became but never did, all of it has nowhere to go when the body dissolves. So it all flows right into you. That's how it was when you're with your dad, watching him slip away slowly. The feeling of initial sadness for him gradually twisted into something that was nothing like sadness at all. More like a screaming inside that got louder every day. He watched his desperation grow as he knew the end was near. He was being devoured in his final days by the feeling that he wasn't given nearly enough time on Earth. He fell so far short of turning his life into the thing he once imagined it would be, and the result of staring into this abyss was utter panic. And where does all that panic go? Who feels the blame, the sense of accusation, the demented rage over all the unfairness, over the unfairness of it all? It was you. Your true inheritance is this tortured understanding, an implied contract since the day of your birth, that you will be all that remains of his legacy. That now it's up to you to bring meaning through familial continuity into a life he just went to painful lengths to make clear he barely even considered worth living himself. But you had no intention of honoring that inheritance. The contract was worthless, particularly because you never agreed to it. But more importantly, you gained disturbing insight into its author in the process of watching him die. You didn't lose respect for him, it was somehow worse than that. You began to question his agency as a human being. You questioned his humanity itself. As the sickness tore away at him, it took little bits of his mind along the way. Your father's intellect and personality were being dismantled in such alarming ways, you began to wonder if he even knew what a human being was anymore. But you don't really wonder anymore. You think you simply understand now. A person is a phenomenal illusion, carefully held together by healthy neurons, which once disrupted, appear as a series of hellish algorithms firing the wrong way, all the time, for the express purpose of creating horror in all those who believed they loved him. They believed they loved him because they believed he was real, not merely a jumble of algorithmic insanity which just happened to be executing in the proper sequential order most of the time. Is that what you are too? A bunch of psychopathic, inhuman algorithms firing until you get everyone who joins your movement killed? Or if your algorithms aren't quite satisfied with that, until you rip this country apart and get everyone killed? The coughing fits are heavier now, more frequent. You know this must be your influence. It makes no sense in any scientific way, but you can just feel it. her ghostly hand closing around your throat. Your dad's curse was bestowing its existential insanity upon you, the burden of striving for the American dream which cracked your brain and sent you running away for good. Hello, Killer PP. Your mom never forgave you for it, so her dying curse is this disease, the same one that claimed her. And you know how she thinks. Why shouldn't you have to suffer the same way she did? COVID-19 is highly contagious, but you wonder if anyone's yet realized it could be transmitted cyclically by a vengeful spirit. It's probably time to just throw in the towel. Just stop all this running and hiding and turn yourself over to the cops before you could endanger anyone else. Sure, you disappoint a lot of people that way. Millions have become deeply invested in your defiance of this brutal imperialistic police state. But the disappointment resulting from letting them all down would be a blessing at this point, relative to the scale of damage the misfires of your algorithmic insanity could truly be capable of. Or maybe you don't even need to turn yourself in. Maybe the fact that your mom is trying to kill you here and now is her final act of mercy. For you and everyone else. Maybe it'll just knock you off before you get the chance to realize your full destructive potential. Go ahead, you bitch! This is what you wanted, isn't it, Mom? So go ahead and fucking drag me into the fucking grave with you already. Ding dong. You hear the doorbell ring. Now who the fuck could that be? Oh, it's Percy. He's dropping off your supplies for today. Really need to calm down. This disease has obviously been making you paranoid. There's clearly nothing to worry about. Percy, were you followed? No, don't look, fool. Oh, shit. Get in here quick. Fuck. Yeah, they were tailing you. Look at this shit. We're fucking surrounded. Must be the entire precinct out there. Percy, you can't be this sloppy. You fucked it all up. Okay, I'm sorry. This isn't your fault. I probably should have had a different guy bringing me shit. You were already on their radar. Damn. I just keep pulling you deeper into hot water, don't I? Well, don't worry. I'll get you out of this shit. We'll get us both out. All I need to do is accelerate the plan a bit. Percy's face seems to ask the question. Plan? It was inevitable anyway. Not just here. Everywhere in the country, apparently. These fuckers have a lot of blood on their hands. Their crimes are finally catching up with them. I'm gonna hang out here until the ad breaks over, so that our non-subbed watchers can watch the end of the chapter with us. Watchers? Viewers. Viewers is the correct word. This is Psycholonials. It is a kinetic novel written by Andrew Hussey. It's about clowns. It's about a lot more than clowns, but it's also about clowns. I have the first 4 chapters of this up on my YouTube channel if you want to catch up on it. I'll be turning this stream into a YouTube video as well. Yeah, this is one of my favorite parts of the whole series, honestly. This is when shit gets real. Alright, welcome back, everybody. Let's go. Percy! Something I really like about Percy's character is that the only time he's drawn like the rest of the main characters is right when he gets shot. Every other time before and after, he's not even a real person to Zen. Percy didn't make it, but there's no time for tears. Now that you've gone this far with the accelerated version of your plan, there's no turning back. You need to put the whole thing into motion. With the execution of this command, hundreds of Jubilite teams spring into action, guys crawling out of the woodwork, at almost every well-populated location on the island. But none of these guys are armed. In fact, none of them look remarkable in any way. They could all easily be mistaken for locals, and they will be. Your assiduously planned false flag operation has begun. Anyone who looked at just one of your viral videos showing your plainclothed Jubilites lurching out of their homes, grabbing their necks and choking as they collapsed in their lawns and driveway asphalt, might think the performance looked a little fishy. But you planted so many of these guys in so many places, all staging this performance at the exact same time, resulting in so many pieces of independent footage. The full breadth of such content spreading rapidly on social media begins to have an alarming effect. You have guys harvesting all the footage coming in, searching out the best stuff, the most gripping, scariest portrayals of an invisible airborne agent cutting down the locals of Nantucket Island right outside their homes, and releasing the content strategically to optimize the proliferated shock. Then come a few other touches, which requires no effort or planning at all. Real panic. Not from your guys, but from the true locals who start catching on to what's happening. Actual people screaming in the backgrounds of your footage, near the pretend bodies, running away, getting into cars, peeling down residential roads. The panic isn't just good for optics. It's the entire purpose of the charade. Nobody gets hurt. They all just get out. The panic begins with a trickle. But once the media starts running the footage, it turns into a flood, creating a stampede of people trying to leave the island all at once would ordinarily be impossible, you think. It would be if you didn't have a transportation plan ready to go, which, of course you do. There's one thing your simp army isn't short on, it's boats. All the boats that brought them here, plus a whole lot more people were idle in ports waiting to be repurposed, are at the ready for your surge of frightened locals. The teams take charge, yelling at the crowds which way to go. They load, cast off, and when they drop them off at the mainland, the empty boats will just turn around and head back for more. The whole fleet will keep at it, all night long if needed, until the island holds no one who wants to leave. As chaos swirls around in the media in response to this attack, there are real questions about what actually happened, even as everybody flees in desperation just to be safe. Questions about who was responsible for the attack, whether it was even real, why approximately 40 police officers were slaughtered in a shootout just as the attack began. And the talking heads of corporate media will surely spin, as they always do. But this is a narrative for you to control. Not through your dispatch teams, false flags, or leaked footage. As the leader of the Jubilite movement, this is something you need to address personally. It's too important to let it wait. You fight through the pain of your gunshot wound and the shortness of breath caused by the virus and begin streaming to your fans right away. You announce to the world that the federal authorities appeared to have deployed a vicious biochemical attack intended to target you and the members of your movement, which have been organizing on this island. They've seen how dangerous the Jubilites have been to the stability of the state and corporate power, and decided to crush the opposition at its source. But you and your most loyal supporters survived, retreating into shelters until the attack subsides. You go on to urge any civilians who haven't evacuated yet to leave for their own safety. You seize upon the moment to swear vengeance on the state which committed this atrocity, to continue escalating the many pockets of insurgency already boiling across the country. No reason to waste an opportunity to continue taking the fight to them. Over the last week of riots, you've seen state power bleed, and as long as there's blood in the water, you might as well release your sharks. Fighting for air makes the transmission difficult. At first, you curse your luck again, wondering if it's even possible to have contracted this disease at a worse time. But as you desperately cough out your angry statement to the world, you'll realize it's a nice touch. It helps sell the idea that you just survived a biochemical attack. Once you recover, if you recover, you'll tell Abby you couldn't have scripted it any better if you tried. But you can't call her to brag about the bleeding of the stuck pig that is the United States of America just yet. There's your own bleeding to attend to. and that of fallen comrades. Despite the losses suffered today, we can't help but reflect on what a successful implementation of Pranksis this has all been. Really not a bad day of work for a concept you bullshitted into existence through a series of hallucinatory revelations. You suddenly wonder if the Founding Fathers ever had similar thoughts about the Constitution. None of that material was anywhere near as fun or cool as yours, though. Still, whatever moves they made or words they wrote, you guess it was strong enough to earn them all several centuries of retroactive dick-sucking in the history books. Even Washington's lowliest of simps probably got their due. And yours will too. Rest in peace, loyal simp. Percy being a prospect dreamer. The simp of rage. You are the first casualty of war. Slump. End of Chapter 5. Interlude 3. Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry. That was kinda unprofessional of me. I'm still just taking a moment to process whatever the fuck it was I just saw you do. I know you're capable of many feats when your back is against the wall, but somehow you managed to surprise even me this time. Bravo. But we should make it absolutely clear what's going on here now, okay? There's no going back now. Not ever. If there's a picture on the Wikipedia page showing what it means to have just passed the point of no return, you're gonna need to replace it with that panel up there. You lying bloody, unconscious, disease-stricken next to a dead loyal simp surrounded by several dozen slaughtered cops after just having captured an island once belonging to the United States of America. Really great work, actually. I fucking love it. You know why? Because the higher the stakes get, the more potent your choices become, the more power choice itself starts to accumulate. So, why don't we try this again? Maybe, just maybe, you've got what it takes to break through this time. You could pull your shit together, rely on the hospitality of friends and allies, let them nurse you back to health, keep your powder dry for the war ahead, and let there be no mistaking it. There will be war. Or you could just roll over and fucking die already, Mal. So which of these compelling options strikes your fancy, huh? Come on, don't act so surprised. You knew this was coming. Do I even need to say it anymore? Meaningful choices can only be unlocked by a true successor. And you sure don't look like a successor to me yet. Not when you're lying on the floor all sick and bloody and sleeping like that. You sort of need to be awake to make choices? It's a critical precondition to the entire idea, dummy. I just wanted to stop by and remind you you're making great progress here. Really like what I've been seeing. Keep it up. Here's an idea. Why don't we cut the bullshit and just make a date? I'll meet you back here in a couple chapters, and we can do the same charade all over again. Sound cool? Just one more time, though, I promise. After that, your true test will come. You gotta trust me. Shit like this just takes a lot of patience, and if there's one thing I'll never run out of again, it's time. Sleep well, Jen. Chapter 6, The Practice of Delegation. I'm going to take a short break. And when I come back, we'll read Chapter 6. Yeah. I return. Evacuation of the island was chaotic but swift. Terrified locals stormed the docks, pushing each other closer and closer to the water, but mindful not to tip each other in. They're polite people, decent enough, you always thought. None terribly deserving of being forced to become a prisoner to a seceding summer colony, which is why you went to so much trouble to orchestrate a well-oiled evacuation machine. All told, the vast majority of the evacuation took only a few hours. By the time the sun was setting and the boats were returning from their round trips, only a handful of people still waited on the piers, and when the boats came back from their drop-offs, many of the waiting locals were a little puzzled to find that the boats weren't returning empty. They were always filled with new groups of well-armed people, jumping onto the docks with gusto and scattering to neighborhoods and disappearing. Not running away from the danger, but right into it. With every boat full of locals dropped off at the Massachusetts shore, your people always had another squad of recruits from the mainland ready to jump on board and head to the island. It continued on like this for hours, back and forth across the Sound, where the population at the beginning of the day was around 10,000. The final head count after a near total evacuation was 13,000. Your false flag maneuver simply replaced the entire population of the island with rabid jubilites and then some. The new recruits remained faithful that the crisis no longer. The new recruits remained faithful that the crisis posed no danger to them, and was merely a powerful act of pranksis. And they would keep coming well after the evacuation, too. There was no need to bother with the pretense of renting Airbnbs anymore, or keeping a low profile. The new residents of the island began occupying the houses vacated by the locals, along with a large supply of empty summer homes. No form of authority existed to stop you anymore. Collectively, all of you are the authority. And the only thing that's left to do is wait and see how this authority will be challenged by the government once it comes to grips with just how badly it got bamboozled. But in the meantime, not even your most cynical antis can dispute the obvious. This island now belongs to you. Unfortunately, it will be some time before you're healthy enough to appreciate your conquest, let alone conscious enough. Your dear friend Abby now struggles to manage the aftermath of your bold decisions. Thank you. See, I don't know if you can hear me. You have to get better soon, okay? If you didn't make it, I'd be so lost. I don't think I could even go on. People are already looking to me for answers, but I don't have the slightest idea how to handle this situation. The news is going insane about it. And my parents are losing it. I don't know what to tell them. I'm just ignoring them for now until I know what your plan is. But I don't even know how. How are you going to follow this up? I doubt people will believe the bio attack was real forever. There are already a lot of questions about it. What happens next? What if all the people try to come back and, like, send the military this time? Mostly just, I'm so worried about you. Please don't leave me. I'd be so devastated. Okay, I'll get back to check on you soon. Your clown ring is downstairs waiting for orders. I guess I'll tell them something? I don't know what yet. To protect the island, I guess. I have no idea what else there is to even do at this point. Feel better. You'll clown up before you address Z's inner circle. Ring 3, as you've heard them referred to before. You've never interacted with any of these people at all, and you don't know what to say to them. But wearing the paint seems like the right thing to do for the sake of appearances. They'll be looking to you for leadership now. Hi everybody, I guess none of you ever heard from me directly before, have you? Well, I'm Apple Pie, as I'm sure you know. You could just call me Abby. I just made my clown name for fun. It was never supposed to be a serious code name or anything. Z is obviously wounded and very sick, so I need to make sure everything is running smoothly while she recovers, which means, well, I'm still not sure what that means. Sorry, I didn't expect to be having to do this, and I don't really have a plan yet. But what we do know is yesterday Z cleared out the entire population of the island with a really crazy stunt. And we don't know how long that can last before the authorities catch on to the prank. So I think we all need to prepare to keep the island safe from that happening. Which means having all your people? Like the many Jubilites under your command. I'm actually not sure how it works. There is like a hierarchy, right? Like you all give orders to subdivisions of clowns and such? So you all need to make sure... So you need to make sure they're all set up to defend against whatever it might be. An invasion from the government? I also think we need to keep the messaging up. Just make sure that everyone on the mainland knows it's not safe to try to come back. Whether that means keeping up the ruse of yesterday's attack, or maybe something else. Anything to deter people from wanting to come back. Because I think we've gone way too far to go back to normal, right? This seems really messy, and we just have to make the best of it. I'm sorry. I'm really overwhelmed by all this. You deserve better leadership than my incoherent babbling. I'm doing my best. Ahem. First, may I just say, what an absolute honor it is to be serving you, Secretary Apple Pie. Secretary? Yes, that is your formal rank within our organization. You are the Secretary of Jape. I assure you, we have nothing but the utmost sympathy for the difficult position you are in. Everyone here is fully aware of the role you traditionally play within the Jubilite movement. You are, how shall I say, more of an inspirational figure. A hands-off secretary who remains uninvolved with the tedium of daily operations. That's our role, and we are all beyond thrilled to be playing it. So I completely understand if you find yourself in an awkward position. I see. Yes, thank you for understanding, Joculin! It's my clownsona name. We all go by our clownsonas in this organization. No human names allowed as a matter of policy. It's strictly for security reasons, you understand. But we will all be more than pleased to refer to you as Secretary Abby, as a special exception, if that is your wish. Oh, yeah, thank you. Or just Abby is also fine. Ugh. You got it, Abby. It's so great to finally be speaking with you. Can I just say what an admirer of yours I've always been, long before the rise of Supreme Honk Effects Z. Supreme Honk Effects? Of course! It is quite the title, isn't it? But look at all that she's accomplished. It has been a remarkable achievement, and I have absolute certainty that there is not a single jubilate on this island who would not die for our leader. Yikes, well, okay, that's nice to hear, I guess. But I don't think we need anybody to die for anybody just yet. I think we just need to figure out how to get this crazy situation under control. Naturally, Secretary, or Abby, I mean, you may not favor the spotlight, but it is this clown's humble opinion that your management instincts are every bit as sharp as our Supreme Honk Effects'. But may I make one modest recommendation? Sure. If you find yourself overwhelmed by the tactical situation, I would strongly advise you to consider the practice of delegation. In fact, I would be happy to personally take the reins on implementing all follow-up strategies which are necessary to secure our territory and keep our adversaries at bay. Just give the order, and I'll take care of everything. Oh, you would? Wow, that actually does sound very helpful. Thank you, Joculin. It will be my pleasure to serve you and the Supreme Honk Effects, now and always. Okay, so can you start with all that, like, right now? I have some other things I really need to do, like feed my poor horse. He's probably been so worried since I had to leave suddenly the other day. Yes, by all means. I will have all essential operations put into motion immediately. By the end of the day, you will see. There is nothing to worry about at all. Now go feed your beautiful horse. All Jubilites consider the health and well-being of Archbishop David Hasselhoof to be of paramount concern to our mission. You gave my horse a rank? It's a joke, of course. No, we did not. But we do like to joke around as clowns, don't we? Oh, yeah, that actually was pretty funny. Okay, I'll go do that then. Thanks again for the help. I think Joculin's just the one that's made it the highest up the ladder. You walk away feeling relieved of administrative responsibility, only to realize that you now have time to dwell on all your other problems. You're terrified that your friend won't recover from her critical condition, and no matter how successful her subordinates are, you doubt you'll ever be able to shake the feeling that this island could be invaded by the military at any moment. Your parents are pissed, not only at your involvement in the secession of their favorite summer colony, but they now realize they've been played as well. Your mother has caught on to the fact that she was being scammed by her lover, and your father seems to understand that you've been playing him for the fool as well. They all want their money back, but obviously that's not going to happen. You'll have to think about how to play it. You don't think your mom knows she was being catfished by Z and Percy. Maybe you can try to convince your dad that you were sincere about the Bitcoin stuff, but you were being scammed by the same guy that your mom was. This seems like a plausible out, but it would just involve more lying, and maybe it's not even worth it anymore. Maybe Z was right, and you're better off just giving up on the idea that parents like this are worth having in your relationship at all. Take another look at the news. It's pure madness. You and Z are everywhere you look when it comes to trending topics online and coverage of recent events. The upheaval around the country is accelerating, and all the footage you can find now features way too many clowns in the gatherings for your comfort. No matter which media outlet you turn to, it always seems like they'd rather point their cameras at a bunch of unruly clowns than focus on the real issues originally propelling the civil unrest. yet, it's harder to deny that the gradually coalescing rhetorical message of this town ruckus ties into Z's political agenda, which she so assiduously itemized in her manifesto. This movement, which once seemed nothing more than a bunch of anarchist jesters, opportunistically making mischief, now more closely represents more open revolt against capitalist and imperialist state power. More police stations are falling. Small pockets of territory are being captured by the Jubilites. But nobody knows where this is going, or what the vision for the direction of the movement without the guidance of their supreme hunk effects, otherwise known as your best friend. You need Z. I'm dreaming again. Don't make me wake up this time. I want some answers. I have no power to wake you up. The sickness inside you keeps you asleep. What do you want to know? Last time I dreamed of you, you said I was doing well. But doing well at what? Shouldn't you answer that? What is it you actually believe you're doing? I don't know. A lot of shit. Fighting for survival. And you're still alive, are you not? I guess. And you are doing well. This is some cagey bullshit. I think you know there's a lot more going on here than just surviving. You're the one who gave me all these ideas, after all. Yes. So, why? What do you even want out of this? You mentioned survival. Perhaps this is my aim as well. Inevitably. We all die, of course. Even entire civilizations die. So, doesn't it stand to reason that part of one's quest for survival is the propagation of everything one identifies with? And if a civilization is to survive beyond its time, doesn't it need to concern itself with such propagation methods as well? So you're saying your society on Whimsifay is dead, and this is your way of keeping it alive? Aside from the means of communicating my culture to you, what is so unusual about this? There are many nations on your planet which have engaged in similar practices, including the one you have begun to challenge. Practices like imperialism? Conquest can be achieved in so many ways. Often the most effective ways are when the conquered don't even fully grasp that is what's taking place. Does this ring true of the nation you were born in? I mean, if you're saying America does lots of sketchy shit all over the world, but it also has this, like, vast hegemonic influence over everything, though, through culture and economics, without even needing to invade all nations on Earth. So, yeah, I know that. It's kinda some basic shit. The situation you just described surely happens in many deliberate ways. But easily just as much of it must happen automatically, yes? As a logical and effortless extension of the great power and influence your nation has. In other words, it is natural. It's only natural for a person or a civilization to instinctively seek out ways of propagating itself to assure its continued survival. How many ways has this happened on your planet that you already know of? Methods of colonization may involve sending ships across oceans to occupy foreign land. They may involve wars, cultural erasure, the displacement of large populations, are openly genocidal practices. But all instances of these events on your planet have resulted from the invasion of one continent by another. Is it also not conceivable that your planet could be subject to the same forces from beyond your solar system? I don't mean to alarm you by raising the possibility. The truth is, Earth has nothing to worry about when it comes to the threat of a hostile interstellar invasion. There is no planet in the galaxy that needs to worry about that, because it's impossible. It is? Yes. Space travel is too difficult. The speed of light cannot be exceeded, or even safely approached. Our planets are locked apart from each other forever, until they all grow cold and die. So it sounds like you're saying, if one planet wants to conquer another, they need to use a different method than just sending a bunch of spaceships over and shooting lasers at everybody? Yes, that is true. So are you saying that's what you're doing here? I am only saying this. Of all that is about to take place on your planet, there's only one person who is responsible for the actions that will bring about these changes. And that person is you. Wait, don't go. Wait! Two weeks later. This is actually all your fault. What the fuck? After a couple of weeks in bed, you managed to beat the virus. You feel weak and you still can't put any weight on your wounded leg, but you finally feel well enough to leave Abby's house and get back into action. Speaking of action, even though you could hardly post any content due to being sick, your brand continued its relentless march forward. Real, true. The evacuation stunt, now widely regarded as a maneuver you orchestrated for the purposes of seizing full possession of the island, grabbed the world's undivided attention as the flashpoint for an incredible resistance movement against the United States government. The ensuing media frenzy and global political discourse has only served to ratchet up your follower count precipitously. If you were in better health, you'd have been able to appreciate your outrageously snowballing fame a lot more, but as it was, you could barely manage to lift your phone on those days. Today, you're just happy to be able to get out for some fresh air. It's your first in-person debriefing with Ring 3 since you've been sick. Or ever, for that matter. All previous meetings were done online while you were all keeping a low profile. And now that you control the island absolutely, there's little need for such discretion. Ring 3, under the delegated supervision of Joculin, recently allocated a nearby country club for meeting purposes. You've just arrived and are ready to hear the full report. You're more than a little anxious to learn what your organization has been up to while you've been in recovery. Fuck is all this? I'm getting the full 12 clown salute, huh? Well, I'm flattered, but at ease, bitches. I'm alive and long past due for a proper debriefing. Abby's been keeping me updated on stuff while nursing me back to health. But now that I'm on my feet again, I think it's time to get serious about our full tactical situation and what comes next. Abs, you want to lead the meeting and take it from the top? Oh, me? Sure, you're the Secretary of Jape after all. Okay, so I've been told. Okay, here's what's been going on since the evacuation. Oh, it's been so fucking much, let me see. Well, there was the power outage scare, which lasted, what, a day or two? And then that got resolved somehow, and Abby, this debriefing fucking sucks. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't even know you were going to ask for one. I just thought I could chill here and listen to you guys. Excuse me. Secretary Abby, it's perfectly alright with us if you relax there and listen. And with all due respect and reverence to our Supreme Hunk of XZ. First of all, may I say what an honor it is to finally be addressing you in person, and how relieved we are to see you recovered. Yeah, sure. What are you trying to say here? You're, Joculin, right? Yes! Wow! You remembered my name. Oh my god, I'm so... Sorry, Supreme Hunk Effects, I'm just... Please don't call me that, it sounds fucking ridiculous. Oh yes, of course, my apologies, Z. I'm afraid I'm losing my composure due to my feelings of admiration for what you have accomplished here, and... Cool. We all accomplished this, though. So what's up, Joculin? Are you trying to volunteer to give me a debriefing instead of Abby? Yes, if that's okay, sir. Don't call me sir either, but yes, it's okay, whenever you're ready. As Secretary Abby has already touched upon, your evacuation strategy has been an overwhelming success. Virtually all locals have been displaced from the island due to your brilliant and daring act of pranksis, and have been replaced with tens of thousands of Jubilite loyalists. While the media debated whether or not it was a hoax, we made sure to source the island. We've taken over all major facilities with a militia presence, including the airport. We've also promoted the claim that there are now thousands of bombs deployed all over the island, rigged to detonate if the government ever reclaims the territory. So, they're free to try if they like. But the consequence will simply be the total obliteration of all this valuable property they were claiming we have stolen. Yeah, I heard about the bombs. They hit that part of the story a lot in the media. It was a nice touch. Thank you, sir. I mean, Z. It was my idea. But there aren't any actual bombs, are there? Oh, there are a bunch of real bombs for sure. For the sake of taking photographs to prove this isn't completely made up, as well as detonating a few of them as a warning if it ever comes to that. But yes, you are right. There are far from thousands. Well, that's good to fucking know. Meanwhile, the US military presence has been increasing. A fleet of Navy ships is amassed around the island, presumably to function as a blockade, preventing more ships from arriving. This has stemmed the flow of new recruits coming in, but more importantly, it's resulted in an unofficial embargo. Soon we'll need to consider how to cope with supply shortages unless we can figure out how to disrupt the blockade. I've been thinking about that. I'm working on it. And the power situation? Right. As our secretary mentioned, we had that unfortunate power disruption. Electricity, as I'm sure you know, is not generated locally on the island. It's supplied from the mainland through 2 underwater cables, regrettably putting us at the mercy of whatever the energy company decides to do, or worse, what federal authorities talk them into doing. So, as the textbook maneuver goes when it comes to any hostage crisis, which the feds are surely viewing this as, albeit on a much larger scale, they attempted to shut off the power. People on the island were understandably quite upset, so Secretary Abby kindly put out a distress call, and the backlash by all our fellow Jubilites was rather intense, to say the least. Many forms of pressure were put on the energy company until they relented and restored power to the island. Pressure? Yeah! Everything, you name it. Threats, bribes, mass gatherings around their facilities and offices. They quickly realized it wasn't worth it to antagonize us like that, even if the feds were insisting on it. Turns out our movement may have more leverage upon such institutions than even most government agencies do. Of course, the tremendous financial resources at our disposal make things like this a lot easier. I really must commend you and Secretary Abby for accumulating so many assets with such a skillful implementation of Pranksis. I can't imagine anyone else in the movement has been as successful with the technique as you have. But then, look who I'm talking to here, the inventor of Pranksis herself. Whoa, okay, let's slow down here. It's good you all got the power back on, that was important, obviously. But you say you're also spending money to make shit happen now? Yes, we have been, all with Secretary Abby's approval first, of course. I've also been recommending a significant allocation of resources to a newly formed marketing wing of the Jubilite movement. I'm not sure if you've been tracking the metrics. What am I saying? You've been sick in bed, but you may want to take a look. Our following around the world has exploded since your phenomenal evacuation strategy, combined with my marketing methods. I did notice, actually. The numbers have really gone haywire, but I guess getting worldwide attention for conquering an American summoner colony will do that. And, whatever shit you're doing with the marketing, I'm sure that's good too. How much have you been spending on it? Oh, many millions. But don't worry, according to Secretary Abby, it all represents a minuscule portion of the movement's total assets. Yeah, I thought it sounded okay. We have so much now, and we've hardly done anything with it. What could it hurt? Yeah, this is all totally fine. Actually, it's very good. It transitions nicely into the next section of the manifesto. It does? I was going to start distributing it after the evac stunt, but I got shot in the leg, and then knocked out on my ass by the Rona. So the advanced prankster shit got delayed. But it really sounds like you've got a head start on some of it without realizing it. So, what is it actually? Well, once you get completely insane amounts of money from your marks, like we've got now, you just keep rolling that money over into new schemes. The money makes everything easier at that point. Doing stuff like you already did to solve the power issue, you apply pressure. You can buy people off, or use operatives on the mainland to twist people's arms into doing shit, or even both at once. Mostly, this was meant to be applied to more financing schemes. For instance, we run through our trusty old political donor lists, find some big names, target their money guys, and like their financial firms or whatever, and look for weak spots. Nerds who move all the money around, buy and sell stock, whatever it is they do, and just apply pressure, wave dollar figures in front of their faces that they aren't used to being paid, and threaten them with consequences they're in no way equipped to handle. A few million in bribes here to pry loose a few billion in assets there, and you have a good return on investments. Oh, yes, that makes so much sense. It's so exciting I was unwittingly anticipating the next phase of our operation. Yeah, basically. It is the next logical step, isn't it? Not to me. I had no idea that's where this was going. It sounds really ambitious. So does taking over an island, doesn't it? Yeah, which, I mean, that's been pretty dangerous too. Now it sounds like you're pushing a campaign of, I guess, stealing from as many rich people and companies as possible? Yes. I'm not opposed to it. It's just, my parents are one thing. I felt like, I don't know, that was sort of a fun game, but this... Are you sure we can handle all this? Secretary Abby, not to worry, remember, that's what you have me for. It's perfectly alright if you don't have the same natural foresight into advanced pranksters which I have. I'm here to complement your position of command, to expand upon it, make you even more effective. We all have our skills, don't we? Supreme Honk Effect Z, or oops, just Z I mean. She is a great visionary, the glorious clown mother of all that we celebrate here on this island. Whereas, I would like to see myself as a very skilled administrator, someone who can handle all that boring stuff with money, logistics, planning, and whatnot. And you're good at... well, you have an incredible social media presence. Oh, and you're super pretty, and you have a beautiful horse. So you see, well, we all have something to contribute. Each of us is like a puzzle piece, and that fits into the bigger picture. And if it pleases you, Z, I could simply carry on with what I've already been doing so effectively. I could oversee these advanced pranksters initiatives that you were envisioning. Just say the word, and I'll begin building our teams to carry out your orders immediately. So, you want to be in charge of advanced pranksters, huh? Fuck it. Yeah, why not? I'll publish the chapter soon, but this material needs to stay internal for now. Can't be too public about it until we have a lot of plays in motion. Don't want to tip our hands too early. Get back to me tomorrow when you have a plan. We can talk about it more then. Gotta go home and lie down. My leg's still fucking killing me. Abby, ready to go? Later. It feels so good to get back to our expensive wine dinners again. Just like old times. Old times, yeah. Shit's only been, what, 2 months? Christ. Yeah, wow. Feels like fucking years have gone by. Are you sure you're good to be shitting out here like... Shitting? Sitting out here like this? You can always go like back down if you're not feeling well. What the fuck's wrong with me? Nah, I'm good. I need to, like, force myself to get back to normal. Things have held up pretty well, but to be honest, the vibe of this scene has gotten pretty weird in my absence. Yeah. That new girl is, like, a lot. I'm trying to remember where she even came from. Didn't you appoint her to Ring 3? Yeah, I did, but she just kind of quietly moved up the ladder after some positions got shuffled around. Though I hardly remember hearing anything from her at all. She was mostly quiet and just, like, idle, waiting for instructions like most of the others. Now she's just this chatty fucking Kathy all of a sudden. Well, she stepped up when you got sick and I had no idea what to do. She's been such a huge help, actually. Might have all fallen apart if it were only up to me. Not saying she isn't doing useful work. Of course she wants to overachieve now that she's got the spotlight. And the stuff she's doing will probably undeniably help the movement. Like, with the advanced pranks shit, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't go out and shake down a whole ton of money from a bunch of new suckers. I'm just saying that my alarm bells are going off with her, and I'm not sure why yet. I just have a spider sense for these things. It's probably not good for your health to get too caught up in paranoia. I think she's most likely just a nice girl who got inspired by all the stuff you wrote. Now she's trying really hard to impress you, that's all. I can kind of relate to where she's coming from. Oh, so that explains our friendship, huh? You've just been trying to impress me with your sexy wiles and charms to end up my second in command of my seditious clown empire. Yes, you figured out my master plan. I saw you in that restaurant waiting tables one time, and I was like, now there's a girl who's going to cause Nantucket Island to secede from the Union with a clown-themed social media campaign. You sure know how to play the long game, betting yourself as a high-ranking official in an impromptu paramilitary circus for years, just for your shot at getting that lesbian kiss out of me you've always been after. Stop! Please don't mess with me like that. It's so mean. I'm not trying to put moves on you, I swear. I'm just trying to take care of you. You've been in such bad shape and got yourself into so much trouble. Well, we both got ourselves in trouble. And need to take care of each other until we can, like, survive this? I know, I'm just joking around. I'm always just joking. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I just joke around when I'm stressed about stuff. You just need to relax. Don't think about all this garbage constantly. At least take a break from it all night. Other people can worry about the hard stuff for you now. That's what all your obsequious con helpers are for. Here, let me top you off. Yeah, I don't know if I should drink this. I'm kind of fucked up on pain meds. Oh yeah, good point. Well, more for me then. I don't remember you being this much of a wine bomb before all this. I must have done this to you, didn't I? No, I've just been so stressed. I've never been through anything in my life what the last couple of weeks were like. With you sick and dealing with the government and my parents and the fandom and the media going ballistic over this, I've had to find ways to cope. I'm sorry, God. I should have thought it through what this was going to be like for you. Don't be sorry. I've been right here watching how all this has unfolded. You got fucked over by the cops and all you wanted to do was fight back. And that, like, got all mixed up with your new project. Probably no one out there can possibly understand the truth of why you felt like you had to take it this far, but I do. Yeah, that's always been the problem. When you're under attack by murderous assholes with all the power and laws on their side, you can roll over and die, run away or whatever, or you can fight. But once you start fighting, the question is, when do you even stop? Then you realize you can't, because once you start, you establish yourself as a threat to them, and they'll stop at nothing to put you down. So it turns out, you can't stop fighting until the threat is completely wiped out, or they'll just keep coming. And the question becomes, who's they? Is it just the police? Well, who the fuck do they work for? Turns out they is really the whole system, all corporate and state power. If they constantly show that they want you dead, if you're willing to fight back at all, then what choice do you have but to keep fighting to the death? Yikes. But yeah, you're totally right, I can see it now. It's not like I even wanted this. Taking over a whole island, that wasn't really in the blueprint. They forced my hand, though. I'm just tired. Well, the Rona really wiped you out. I know, I mean, mentally, too. I spent the last 2 weeks in and out of a COVID fog pain. Of a COVID and pain med fog. But that day I got shot, some real serious shit happened that day. Which I barely had any time to process with my rational brain. Yeah, you lost a lot that day. You found out about your mom, and then Percy. I felt so sorry for you, but I haven't known what to say. Do you want to talk about it? And which one? Both of those topics are two completely different conversations. Either one you want. I'm not prepared at all for whatever the conversation about my mom would be. As for Percy, don't know what to say, it just sucks. I know you always like to tease him, but it seemed like, to me, that you actually really liked him. It's okay to mourn for a person you cared about. I don't think I liked him like that, though. It's more complicated. Isn't he still on your unlock screen? Oh. Yeah. I don't know. It sounds like you did like him like that. Abby, Percy was my soldier, and he died because of me. He died for this cause. He died because I sent him down this road, and he never even knew what I was signing him up for. You're a soldier, huh? Okay, if you insist that's how it was. But just remember I'm your friend, and you can talk to me. You don't have to run away from your feelings forever. I'm not running away from shit, it's the truth. It's true that all these people here, and all over the world now, they all signed up for something I started, which can end up very badly for everyone if I fuck anything else up. But it's not like I can just stop. The fate of too many people depends on me now. And the forces we're attacking here legitimately are quite evil. So I can't shake the feeling that this is all important work to be doing, in addition to just being a necessity of survival. Even my insane dreams keep reaffirming this. Dreams? Yeah, they've been getting more intense. You mean the same kind of dreams which inspired your manifesto? Yes, I had some more while I was sick. They're more vivid than ever. He speaks to me way more clearly now. Ooh, Riotous, the mythical clown god my brain made up who is probably fake. But now I'm not even sure about that, so maybe I'm going crazy. Or maybe it was just the disease wreaking havoc on my mind. I'm sure that's what it was. I don't think you should start drinking your own Kool-Aid on this lore. I mean, it's neat and all, but I'm not that serious. I think it's just my subconscious talking to me. But it's very lucid stuff. All this material I'm spreading around, it's like a vision from some other place. It feels like it all has some intense need to spread itself throughout the universe. Like colonizing the world, overriding our various nations and cultures, but without any actual invasions. Instead, it's more like it's being channeled through me from a place we can't even comprehend. So you mean like imperialism? Isn't that bad though? I thought your manifesto was on record saying that all sucks. It does. The kind that's been practiced on Earth. And if aliens sent ships to Earth and conquered us, that would be bad too. But I think this is something different. I have no idea if it's good or bad, really. But if it catches on with everyone, and turns out to be what cures this planet of shit like injustice, economic inequality, and all that, could it really be that bad? I don't think I'm qualified to answer that, but it sounds a bit like a rationalization, maybe the kind that more traditional imperialists have used to justify their expanding their own influence in the past. Like, they could have said, if only we invade this poor country or that one, just think of all the boons our advanced society could give them. New science and medicine or whatever, or new forms of morality because our religion is better than theirs. Stuff like that, you know? Yeah, you could be right. I gotta stop thinking like this. Like these are anything but weird dreams, or telling myself this is all any deeper than just some story I wrote. It's just a story. It's just a story. Ugh, it's driving me crazy. So stop thinking about all your clown lore for a little while. Just rest. You're still recovering, remember? No, it's not even that. It's the clown girl, Joculin. It's still gnawing at me. Where do I know her from? I have no idea. To be honest, there are just way too many fucking clowns for me to even keep track of anyone anymore. And they all have clownsona names and faces. And sometimes people don't even change to different ones. So, who even knows who anyone is anymore? Wasn't that the point? Your manifesto says it's all about, like, malleability of identity. Like, take total control of who you are. Nobody else gets to decide. Not your parents, or the government, or whatever, right? Yeah, still, just have such a weird feeling about it. You should just try to sleep soon. Let me clean up, and I'll help you upstairs, okay? Yeah. Something occurs to you. It was that tattoo. Haven't you seen it before? Then it hits you. You open your now massive list of haters. You scroll all the way to the top where the oldest antis are. The one you click on is the very first, actually. Joculin couldn't really be... Could she? It is. It's her. This was the first bitch who canceled you. And it looks like an ad break starting soon. Right when we're stopping. I'm gonna make a save. Can I please go back? What the fuck? I'm glad we got through some of the really good shit in this story. Chapters 5 and 6 have some of my favorite parts, actually. I really like the bit with where Jen is like on the ground and having a meltdown. And like as she becomes more upset, she gets more JPEG artifacts. Really cool stuff.